Hello, merhaba. This is Arda Karapınar, also known as Panosyan. I'm a global treatment activist, community writer, and founder and volunteer chairperson of Red Ribbon Istanbul, Kırmızı Kurdele Istanbul, the most widely used source of HIV information in Turkish. After being an actor for many years, I've been working in the field of HIV for about 15 years now, and I find it so important to expand my work not only locally, but also regionally and internationally to reach more people and try to be their voice. I also work closely with international NGOs and networks, of which AIDS Action Europe is one of them, and I serve on the scientific board of HIV Glasgow Conference for last two editions. So the story about Red Ribbon Istanbul, from the early 2000s and until mid 2010s, there was only one NGO working in the field of HIV in Turkey, which of course was not enough. After working as manager and board member in that NGO, Positive Link Association, for many years, I decided to set up another NGO by identifying that the needs in the field had diversified, that HIV activism in the world was going a different direction, and there was a need for other initiatives. And at that point, we established Red Ribbon Istanbul Association. Okay, so let's start with some good points, some success stories. Actually, the main purpose of Red Ribbon Istanbul was to talk about HIV and easily understandable language to the whole society, especially but not limited to HIV positive people. Try to raise awareness about testing and prevention, and to be the first source of information for anyone who needs information on this topic. So now we are on our year 9 actually at this point, and I can proudly say that we serve as the first and reliable source of information, not only in Turkey, but also in Turkish-speaking countries. I think this is really important. And beyond this, another aim of Red Ribbon Istanbul was to make our local community more visible on international platforms, to provide them with the opportunity to make their voice heard and to be a pioneer in this regard, based on the fact that Turkey, which is located in one of the 3 regions where new HIV cases are on the rise, does not receive the attention it deserves at the international level. So when we started working, visibility at this point was really low, and the number of activists was very low. But at the end of 9 years, I can proudly say that despite all the impossibilities, there is now a dynamic activism in Turkey. There are many more activists than before, and Turkey is much more visible. And the fact that I'm making this recording with you right now is a proof of this. And I think we have an important contribution to this, because it was quite difficult to break the hegemony of the first association in the field. It's always difficult to beat the first one, actually. And no one thought that a new initiative could be that successful. But after the establishment of Red Ribbon Istanbul, other associations and initiatives were established, the community mobilized, and each of them is trying to find solution from a different side of the problem. To sum up, I would not be exaggerating if I say that Red Ribbon Istanbul brought a movement to HIV activism in Turkey in the mid to 2010s and pioneered the development of more inclusive narratives. And of course, AIDS Action, being a member of AIDS Action Europe is really important at this point, because with this membership, we find an opportunity to bring more attention to Turkey. Then I mean, we mentioned our problems in Turkey, and then it was a platform for us to listen and learn from other experience from similar countries and regions. One of the most important impacts and things that write Red Ribbon Istanbul success story is that we have brought a movement into the field, and that our determination that the needs have multiplied has been confirmed. And as I mentioned above, the fact that other NGOs and initiatives have been established after us is a proof of this. And another achievement that I personally attach great importance to is that we were one of the pioneers of the Undetectability Review campaign, not only in Turkey, but also in the world. We were one of the first NGOs to sign the declaration, and the fact that we started implementing the campaign in Turkey right from the first day made a difference and played a big role in changing the narrative in Turkey. Changing the narrative is one of the most difficult issues, especially if you like HIV. And I can easily say that the message has been accepted in Türkiye. I'm really proud of this actually. And this is an important sign of how society understands it. This is an important sign of how society understands HIV, or how to change society's perception or perspective on that. So another important achievement, I think, being a member of international umbrella organization network like AIDS Action Europe, European AIDS Treatment Group is part of that, which is a visible and provable achievement, is that for the last 3 years, we have been organizing the only civil society and activist conference, not only in Turkey, but also in the region under the name of HIV Istanbul. And we're currently preparing for the 4th edition right now. And every year, the conference is turning into a platform that attracts more and more attention. More and more people want to make their voice heard. More and more international faces want to be attend and talk to activists and people living with HIV in this region. Of course, one can be a bit generous when talking about one's own achievements, but I think these two issues are really important for the region. Beyond that, it is important to be recognized and respected as a provider of HIV information in a short period of time, like 5 years, 6 years, and to be the first source of reference, even for the health professionals. This is something we're really proud of about Red Ribbon Istanbul. Firstly, I congratulate AIDS Action Europe for not only surviving 20 years, but also for continuously improving, because in the society we live in, it is very difficult to build trust in institutions, and maintaining that trust is just as difficult as building it. And as for my wish for 20th anniversary, 20 years ago, there were many more problems in the field of HIV, but compared to today, there were also some advantages. First, the HIV was on the political agenda, and it was not as difficult to finding for activities as it is today. Today, there are still problems in the field, but the needs are changing. But it's not as easy as it was 20 years ago to find resources and raise awareness of the problem. So, my wish for 20 years on is that AIDS Action Europe will continue to be a platform for NGOs to come together and learn from experience, and that it expand its support in strengthening to local communities. Because one of the things we need most in environment where problems are hardening and solutions are becoming increasingly difficult, it is the existence of platforms where we can come together and learn from each other, where we can easily exchange ideas, spaces that protect and strengthen the spirit of community. The spirit of community is something really important. And AIDS Action Europe has been successful in this respect so far, and I hope it will continue to be successful in the future. So, iyi ki doğdun AIDS Action Europe, nice mutlu yıllara. Mutlu yıllar sana, mutlu yıllar sana, mutlu yıllar AIDS Action Europe. Happy birthday.